Welcome to part 2 of the Power Women of the Trades podcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Rowlett Pressgrave. I'm president and CEO of Work With Your Hands, and we are so proud to be a sponsor of Power Women of the Trades podcast. You can reach us at workwithyourhands.com. Kelly at workwithyourhands.com is my email.
At Relentless Digital, we believe in breaking barriers and driving innovation. That's why we are extremely proud to sponsor the Power Women of the Trades podcast, supporting the voices and success of women in the home service industry. Together, we're creating a future where talent shines, regardless of gender, and diversity thrives. Join our journey at relentless-digital.com and always be relentless in your pursuit of excellence.
This episode of Power Women of the Trades is also brought to you by Forrest Perry of Forrest Perry Digital Marketing. Want to generate more leads for your service business? Trust his team to deliver quality new customer leads and protect your brand online. Check out perrymarketing.com today.
Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
You kind of get lost in the sauce because there's so many people.
For sure.
So bringing it back in. Oh, what were you going to say, Kim? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, one of the really cool things when I was with Women in HVACR and like a lot more involved with them, I would work the booth for them sometimes at the HR Expo. And people would walk by and they'd look and they'd stop and say, how do we get more people in the industry?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the main question that we got from the Women in HVACR booth at AHR Expo. How do we get more women in the industry? And then they go on to tell me, I've got a woman tech and she is my best employee.
Mm-hmm.
She's the best that I have. People love her. People trust her. She's good. She's trustworthy. She knows what she's doing. So it's...
You know what's interesting to me about is I was talking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and as much as we are all doing to try to advocate for women in the trades, she was not from here, and she's in our space. She wasn't on social media as much as like maybe some of us are. And she said, I heard your name, and I found her email in my email box because we got a new spam guard. And anyways, she got blocked for a couple of weeks, and I found her and I was like, oh, I'll schedule this meeting with her. And she was like, how do we get women in the trades? Nobody's doing anything to do that. And I literally was like almost kind of offended. What? Yes, we are. But just like you said, people are walking by. Even if I'm standing on a mountain screaming, let's get women into the trades, Power Women of the Trades podcast, Women of HVAC, Women of Nexstar. There's still so many people that don't even know those things exist. Mm-hmm. And they don't feel like anything's being done. And that blows my mind. But it's it was really humbling for me to be like, whoa, girl, step back. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
She doesn't hear it on her side. Maybe.
Wow. That's a good point. I didn't realize that either, Cassie, because you and I have been involved in this for so many years. Wow.
And it gives me goosebumps to think about it because I'm like, no, yes, we are. Mm-hmm. We're doing this. We're doing that. And can you just in the past 4 years that I've seen Women of HVAC grow as an organization, this podcast, how much this podcast has grown in almost 2 years that it's been a podcast. The women that I see on social media constantly talking, that's only a small percentage of who's actually hearing it. And maybe in Tulsa, Oklahoma, people know that women have been, that there's an advocate for women in the trades, right? And then where you're at, Heather, it's our little things. And so putting that into perspective of how much that we feel like we're screaming, but how little we're still heard nationally. Mm-hmm. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And Women in Plumbing and Piping, are you familiar with that group too?
Yeah.
Man, they started 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, if that. And they have hundreds and hundreds of members. Like they're just growing. But there's nobody in electrical.
Yeah, there's
So
not.
I cannot find a group for electrical.
Well, we're going to have to start one, I guess, but because it all starts with one person, right?
Yep.
But isn't that wild to like think of all that we're doing and advocating for? And don't get it. We're not stopping. We're going to keep shouting, but there's that many
But the time that it takes to actually make that impact where it's not unheard of.
Yeah, it's going to
Like
be,
that's
in
a big
4
deal.
years. Well, Kim, let's think about that too. You're saying 20 years ago, you were a president of Women of HVAC. I didn't even know about Women of HVAC until about 4 years ago. And I've been in the industry for 10 years.
Yep.
And then it's just crazy how the cycle can be so slow, but we can all change that together. And I think doing what we're doing is exactly how we're doing it. And meeting, when we get the chance to meet those women that feel like they're lost or alone on a mountain by themselves in their little part of the world, help them to be the voice in their area and getting them involved in organizations like this. I think that's a good way to do it.
Most businesses' online presence is boring. And by being boring, they're losing out on potential sales and customers. Being interesting and exciting is what draws customers in and gets them to buy from you. But it's hard to be interesting online when you're focused on running your business and taking care of your customers. It doesn't have to be this way. We have the key to unlocking the solution to your problem. Kee Hart Marketing can help take your business from boring to brilliant on social media. We can vouch for them. They run our podcast socials. If you want to have a strong social media presence that allows customers to know, like, and trust you, connect with Kee Hart Marketing at keehartmarketing.com.
For sure, just reaching out and supporting and trying to spread the word however we can for all of us, because it's better for the industry. It's better for women.
Absolutely. Well, the other thing that we were going to talk to you about today is the Nexstar Super Meeting. That's coming up at the end of September.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a very niche thing. But if you are a Nexstar member, we really hope that you all come to Super Meeting. Me and Heather see each other every year at Super Meeting, and it's just like our time. It's our time. And I've gone to, let's see, Marco Island, Phoenix. Where else has been Super Meeting?
Oh, we were in Austin.
Austin was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So Marco Island, Austin, Phoenix. And then now this year, everyone's in Orlando for conferences.
Orlando, then Pantheon is, like you said, Kim, right after.
The Orlando Tourist Board really must be working on something.
Yeah, I'm like, how did all of this happen? But so the Nexstar Super Meeting, if you are a member of Nexstar, we strongly, strongly encourage you to go get your ticket before it sells out and go. It is going to be like, we're going to have some amazing speakers. I'm super excited about that. Gary V is going to be there. And then Arnold, the Terminator. I'm like, can I get a backstage pass that I could get to like go meet him? And but there's also women in HVAC or women of Nexstar. I'm sorry, I'm getting everything.
I do the same thing all the time because I have such a history with women in HVACR. I call Women of Nexstar that sometimes.
Yeah, I said, can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So like 2 years ago when we started Women in HVACR, we started just doing, or women, I did it, Women of Nexstar. We started doing a reception just to get the women together, to, again, try to reach deeper, try to get the word out and get everybody to just kind of connect and mingle and know that we're not alone. And we had some big goals as the steering group. We still have some big goals, but this year we have been able to get a speaker to come in. So we've got a 2-hour reception. It'll probably go a little bit longer than that on Thursday night during Super Meeting. And it'll start a little bit early so people will still be out of there in time for dinner. And Donna Forgy, who has her own company, Pro Skills, but she also works with Dale Carnegie, leadership development for women. She is coming in, and Millie Black, our very own master trainer, Millie Black, and they're going to do an incredible presentation on women in leadership. And again, it's going to be a little bit Nexstar, where you're going to be out of your comfort zone. You're going to get a chance to mix and mingle and learn from other people. It's going to be very interactive, very dynamic. And then at the end, you're going to have time to go and network and mix and mingle with other people. And then another new thing we're doing this year with it is I've invited Power Women of the Trades, women in plumbing and piping, women in HVACR, and Lady Titans. And they're going to have tables out as well to just help people get to know what they offer, who they are, get involved, and just continue to serve the women in the industry. Because, you know, we, you know, use your, what is it they say, or one of my favorite quotes actually is, use your assets, keep your integrity, you know? That's what it is. We're not women that are here saying, oh, we're going to have to change the way that men speak to us and things like that. But we do have values and things are different for us here. And so that's what we're here to do, support each other in this big, crazy world.
So a couple things on that. Is there an RSVP that anyone needs to RSVP? Or are we just showing up?
Yeah. If you're registered for super meeting, just plan to come. And if you're one of the first 100, you'll get a special giveaway. And
okay. And is it exclusive to women only, or are men encouraged to come? Or
if men want to come, they can come. We had some men that came to the reception last year to support their women. They're welcome to come. They won't feel like they're walking into the ladies' bathroom. I promise you. I've had men ask me if that's how they're going to feel. But I mean, it's Women of Nexstar. So
it is Women of Nexstar, but I do think it's great to see men like come and support the movement of Women in Nexstar. So, you know, it can go both ways there, but it's definitely not the ladies' bathroom. Hey, but I will tell you, while we're talking about that, I do love the trade. I mean, I want to keep getting more women to come, but when you go to some of these meetings, the women's bathroom, there's never a line. Because I can tell you, I'm always like, look at the men's line and look at the women's line. You can tell how much farther we have to grow. And getting
there's
women
more of a line than there was when I got in the industry in 24, but
that is true. That is absolutely true. That is true. So I was going to ask you one more thing about that. And I told you I was a little squirrely today and I keep losing my train of thought. How could someone get involved as a Nexstar member in Women of Nexstar on just a regular basis?
We actually have a form online. We have on our website. If you go under connection opportunities and then just click on the Women of Nexstar page, and there's all kinds of information about the things that we offer. There's recordings of the lunch and learns that we run. But then if you scroll down, there's a form so they can just fill out the form, tell how much they want to get involved, if they want to get involved. And then also people can reach out to me, Kim B, like boy, at nexstarnetwork.com, and I'll hook them up, add them to the list and get them involved.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if you are headed to the Nexstar Super Meeting and you would like to go to Women of Nexstar, that happy hour on Thursday night, and you don't want to go by yourself, or you need a partner, because sometimes I'm an introverted extrovert. People don't realize that about me, but I if you need a posse, reach out to me or Heather. We'd love to go in with you and hang out. Come sit at our table with us. Just come introduce yourself as well to share all about the podcast. And we're excited. I was at the happy hour last year, and it sounds like this year's going to be significantly different. And that's amazing that Nexstar has given the resources for that. And so we're super, super thankful for Nexstar to do that for us.
Yeah. And I'm so excited that you're going to get a chance to be a little bit of a focus too there with your table.
For sure.
Great. Yeah.
For sure. Well, it was so nice to have you on the podcast.
Oh, yes, so great to talk to you, Kim, and very much looking forward to the super meeting this year. And like Cassie said, Cassie and I are both very friendly people. If you don't want to walk in alone, we'll walk in with you.
For sure. Heather had a little bit of sound issues today. So you're on the back end of the podcast and hearing that now. That's what happened, but we've made it through it, and we're going to figure that out. But we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we hope to see you at Nexstar Super Meeting.
See you soon.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review in Apple, and make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.